driving offences. You've been caught drink driving. How can we help?
You would be surprised how many people I see over the course of the year who have been charged with precisely that offence. There are always reasons, there are always explanations, but the court takes a very firm line with those who are found to be over the limit when driving. Well, what is the limit? The limit is 35 micrograms in breath or 80 milligrams in blood. That's really quite a low limit. It's not as low as some countries, and it's not as low as Scotland, but it's still quite low. If you are over that limit, you will be disqualified, and that disqualification will be for a minimum of 12 months. And although it's possible to ask the court to put you on to a drink drive rehabilitation course, which is likely to decrease your disqualification by 25%, that is not guaranteed, and you must assume that if you plead guilty and you're disqualified, you're going to be off the road for at least 12 months. The disqualification increases quite sharply as the reading goes up. If you are in that position, what can you do about it? There are very few defences left by the Court of Appeal to someone who's charged with drink driving. One of them might be, but it has to be very carefully argued and the circumstances have to be very precise, might be necessity. In other words, that it was absolutely necessary for you to drive whilst over the limit. If you are guilty of the offence, however, there are ways in which perhaps you might still retain your driving licence, and one of those would be to show that you'd only driven a really very short distance. Or you might be able to show that your drinks have been spiked without you knowing. You'd have to show that you didn't know that you were drinking alcohol, effectively, in order for that to work. One other way in which it's possible for you to argue that you should not be disqualified is by what's sometimes called the hip flask defence. If you can demonstrate to the satisfaction of the court that the reason that you were over the limit when tested was because you had drunk after you had driven, then the court may be prepared to accept that, therefore find you not guilty, and you would therefore not be disqualified. But the best advice that I can possibly give you is be very careful. Your driving licence is valuable to you and to your family, and if you put yourself at risk of losing it, then there is no guarantee that you will keep it, whatever the circumstances. If you'd like to have some more advice on this, then call us. You'll find us approachable, and we'll be able to see you within a day or so.
For further information, please get in touch or come along to any of our offices. Gotelee Solicitors, on your side, at your side.